Hi, this is Brian Traichel. I'm here in Los Angeles, California with my friend Dan Caro. Dan is the author of the book, The Gift of Fire. He's also been featured with Wayne Dyer, and that's where I've had a chance to meet Dan. We've done some traveling together and have enjoyed some stories and some collaboration, but it's always great to catch up, and I just wanted to talk to him a little bit, ask him some questions about the book, and have him explain his story. So Dan, thanks, and I'm sure everyone's eager to hear, first what about the book, The Gift of Fire. Tell me about that. Was this, a lifetime goal of yours to get this done, or what was the story behind this?
No, honestly, I have to say, it wasn't a lifetime goal. I never intended on writing the story down, although a lot of folks came into my life at different stages saying, maybe you should put this book to print, let people read your book. And I've always resisted this, growing up, and I felt that I wasn't ready. I hadn't reached a certain level because I thought that you had to be somewhere up here in order to have achieved and have credibility to write all this book and whatnot. So throughout my 20s, I put it off and just said, maybe one day, who knows. But it really wasn't an intention of mine.
Okay.
And then, interesting, Hurricane Katrina happens in 2005 and changed my whole direction. Up until that point, I was 7-day-a-week full-time musician.
Right.
And after my beloved city was destroyed, I had to relocate to New York and try to find work as a musician, which is an extremely difficult task.
Yeah.
And going to New York and settling in any capacity is extremely difficult, let alone being a musician. But during my stay in New York, I started to rethink sort of purpose and what my intentions are, and what my purpose might be, or what my dharma is. And I tried to meditate. And it's the first time I really delved deep into meditation. Because I was kind of alone up there. I really didn't know that many people. And I got quiet. And all of a sudden, people started to come into my life from different backgrounds. Speakers, authors. And they showed me a world that I had never known. Invited me to participate in workshops, speaking, calling me up to tell my story. And I had never done that prior to this. So my journey began as a speaker, and out of nowhere, I meet Wayne Dyer's assistant. And within a month, I'm on PBS with him, with the show Excuses Be Gone. And after I did the show Excuses Be Gone, and I saw that there was sort of a demand, that people wanted to know more, they wanted to hear the story, and I also felt like it was time for me to share the story. Because I've been fortunate and had so many blessings in my life, I wanted to share that with anyone who was willing to read or listen. So that's really how this book came about. And it doesn't hurt to have the help of Wayne Dyer.
Of course. No,
having some influence in that. But, and of course that's why he wrote the foreword, because we've become really good friends, and sharing a journey together now as speakers and colleagues and friends is phenomenal. And I start to realize that my life is more about service now. It's about how can I serve humanity to the best of my ability, because humanity has served me. There are many people in this world that have come to my aid throughout my life as a child with my burn treatment, and medical costs and medical care, and just trying to take my back in any kind of scuffle between aggressors or people who are making fun of me, stepping in and kind of setting that straight. I mean, I just felt like it was my dharma, to put that story out there and to share that with people.
Yeah, well, I know, exciting. There's a lot just in this book itself, just the fact that the anti-bullying campaigns you talk about, and just the Shriners and the work you've done with them. There's just there's so much to your story, and then the fact that you are an accomplished musician on top of that. It's not just a hobby for you. You're actually a certifiable jazz New Orleans musician, which always everyone should know one, by the way. So it's good, right? But yeah, I think if you haven't read the book, or you haven't had a chance to really follow Dan, you need to check him out. He's the real deal, as they say. Go in his website. Dan, actually, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
You can contact me through the site dancaro.com, DANCARO, or Facebook me. I have a personal site and some fan sites on Facebook. So I'm pretty accessible through the social media
You've always been
networks.
very good and easy to approach. But but further, what's the motto? When people come to ask people, I'm sure all the time, with your story, what are they asking for? What advice are you giving them? What seems to be the trend right now? What are people looking for?
I mean, we can always find reasons or ways to make excuses, regardless of whether the economy is great or bad, or
Right.
if you're employed or unemployed, whether you're injured or perfectly well and healthy. And I guess people are just kind of seeking, how can you stay positive all the time,
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, sometimes life will knock you a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not positive every second of every day, but it's really about making the choice, stepping back and starting to realize, you know what, I can choose peace or I can choose hostility. I can choose happiness or I can choose hell.
Right.
And I give them 1-2 word slogan: live high.
I
And
love
when
it.
you go in, when you're living, live to the absolute max. Live to the fullest, because this is all you got. And
Well,
why waste it?
No, that's absolutely right. I mean, that's exactly why I'm even up here today. It's just because, taking your advice. Because there's so many things I could have done that not, got me up to talk, hang out with Dan Caro. But I said, this is not the way you live. I know you got to live hot, and they've got it right here, actually. Live Hot Band. So, as they say, rock and roll. And I'm sort of really excited to have a few minutes with you back here. And, we'll catch you online on your fireside chats and everything else you have going on. So much success to you, Dan.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
man.
Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Anytime.